Good morning. I don't like this layout. Why does it keep doing this to me? I need to figure out how to get, that's a little better. It's still not very good. Let's see. No, I don't know why. I've got to figure out, there's a setting in here. Oh, wait a minute. Cropped layout. It happened last week too, and then I forgot to go back and try to figure it out. Oh, wait, cinema layout. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Yeah, I don't know why this layout is like this. Let's go this way. Whoop, that took me away. Oh, there I am. I don't know what StreamYard did. I use a platform called StreamYard, and it's shrunk my box, and I don't know how to get it back so that I'm in the full screen anymore. It's very, very odd, and it's very, very frustrating. I was going to see if I could get it figured out real quick, but apparently this is not this is not going to happen again today, and I forgot to check it. Let me see. There's a couple other settings. All right. Anyway. All right. So I will deal with it like this today once again, and then I'll be looking to StreamYard to see if we can figure out how to get me back where it fills up my entire screen on here. Anyway, good morning. Happy Friday. It is vacation July. I did an event for Alignable yesterday in person in Greensboro, and we had like 12 people there. We normally have about 25 or 30. I did a Smart Connect, our weekly Smart Connect, which we usually have between 10 and 20, and we had like 6, I think, the other day. Dee was a part of that. Good morning, Dee. And this webinar usually gets 10 to 20-ish people a week, and I think we have 3 or 4 on today. So I see 3 right now. So I hope everybody's enjoying the vacation, but I am going to bring it today because even though 3 might be watching now, there might be 300 that watch this later. So we are still in our series. I say still, this is actually week 2 of 6, on how do we use AI for our operations? We're always talking about AI for marketing. Let's build a video. Let's create an image. Let's create social media content. Let's create blog content. Let's build websites, right? Everybody that's on, if you go through social media, every AI guru, I do not ever claim to be a guru. I just claim to be the AI guy. Every guru is talking about using AI in your marketing. I believe that the true gurus have already made the move to agentic operations. How do we use AI to do things in our business that don't require us to do it? And I believe that a transition needs to take place. You can't just wake up one morning and say, let's launch an agent. I mean, I guess you could, but it doesn't really happen that way. We're business owners. We've got lots of things to do. So I believe the real people that, the people that I follow, that I truly trust what they're doing within AI, they've already made this move to agentic AI, which means agents that do things for them, right? No human required. In order to get to agentic AI that can do things, we have to understand automation, and we have to understand the ability to, and scheduling, right? So there should be a process, instructions, a very set, defined instruction. So I can't just throw you all into agentic AI on a Friday for an hour and a half and say, okay, you don't have to work anymore because your agent's going to do it. We have to understand and get there through the basics. And some of the basics that I'm going to talk about this week still require human input, right? You're still going to have to do something in order to have the AI do something. But I want to start with the process, and hopefully by the end of week 6, you guys will be able to go and actually start doing some agentic things. And then after this series, we're going to start talking about using more important, I don't want to say important, more the tools that can actually, you're going to start to make that shift to things like Claude Cowork and even Codex, right? Things that can do things, agents that can do tasks in your business, right? So last week we talked about, and I shared with you and showed you a little bit of the voice AI, right? We had Dee made a phone call. She spoke to my AI agent, Samantha, and then she demanded to talk to Jay, and I held up my phone, and you saw my phone was ringing because my AI agent can answer the phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, never calls out sick, never oversleeps, and is always there ready to answer the phone consistently, right? Consistency is key. Right? So we shared that last week. We showed that, and I'm going to show it again a little bit today, but I want to show you a little bit. I want to show you a bunch of things today, and I'm going to give you something that I didn't expect to give you, but I think it was really important. And RC, who's backstage helping me, he doesn't even know that we're going to be giving you this today, but he does have a document that he can give you, which is our weekly resource. But I want to go over some of the chat assistants that you can do and put on your website. I think RC might have just dropped today's resource in there. Thank you for that. Yeah, that's an okay resource that we made for you this week. I'm to be honest, like I'll always be very critical of myself. It's good. It's a good resource. It's to you, it might be good. To me, it's okay. Like I've got something a little bit better. As we talk about building agents, I don't want to forget or oversimplify or leave out what I believe is the most important. I'm going to say it again. The most important aspect of AI for a business. I'm going to let you guess what you think the most important aspect of using AI is in your business. Like what does the AI need to be effective for you? This is kind of if you've been tuning in for the last 2 weeks, 2 months, or 6 months, put it in the comments. What do you think, in order for the AI to do a job well, what does it need to know? And I'll let you put it in the comments. In order for AI to do a great job for your business, what does it need to know? And I'm going to give it just a minute. I'll have a sip of my coffee, and we'll see what you guys come up with. Go ahead and put it in the comments. If you're watching on the website, you should have a little chat button where we all say good morning, and I'll let the comments come in, and I'll make awkward silence comfortable. All about your business. Good, Avanies. You're there. You're there. That's good. Anybody else? I'm looking for one word. Very specific word. Everything. You have to include the details. Great. Yes. We need all about your business. Need to know everything, your business, right? All right, cool. It all comes down to this concept of having a knowledge base. And the word I was looking for is your brand, right? It needs to understand your brand. There you go. Avani's got it. Brand. Perfect. All right. And I believe that she said it before I said it, because typing it and putting it in the comments takes about 15 seconds to get to me. So I believe it popped up just as I was saying it, that she had that one right. So yes, your brand, right? Which is Avani's and Tanya and Dee, you're all correct, right? That your business, everything, including the details, right? Yeah, absolutely. It has to know all about your business. So you're all right. I didn't want to diminish that when I said brand was the word I'm looking for. It needs to know everything about your brand. So I'm going to share with you something that I created for you. Nobody knows that I created this this morning, because I created it this morning for you. Because I was looking at the notes, and I was looking at what I was going to go over, and I was looking at the resource that we were giving you today. And I was like, they need more. Jay needs to deliver more goods. I need to over deliver. right? And so I think I did that, and I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to give you guys access to this Google Doc. But I want to show you why I think it's important, because when we start talking about AI for operations, okay, this is designed, if you guys don't know, I'm actually in the middle of creating a course that teaches virtual assistants and remote team members all over the world that get placed with companies all around the world. I'm creating a certification program for virtual assistants to know how to at least know the basics of using AI, so that when they get placed with these companies, whether they're American companies or overseas companies, but when these assistants are placed with a company, that they can come in with a certification saying, I understand how to utilize and implement AI. So what this is, and you'll all get access to this, I'll make sure of it. I will make it publicly available and put the link in here soon. But what we wanted to do is take all the operational tasks from our 6-week series that we're in week 2 of right now, and give you all the prompts that you can use, right, to save yourself the time of trying to do it and reteach the AI, but also have the AI do it. Then what we can do as we go into more agentic things, like an AI chatbot on your website, or an AI voice answering assistant, right? That we can actually put these, we can build these into a knowledge base, a brand section, brand voice, right, for your business, so that the chat assistant or voice assistant can speak like you, chat like you, the way you want. Okay. So what I'm going to give you today is a template brand voice prompt that you can put in and adapt it to your business. Okay. Exactly what to do if you're using it in Claude. If you do it in Notebook LM, you could also do that, and you just make it a notebook. But if you save this into a Claude project called, your business name /ops, it will be great. Universal rules for your remote team employee. You want to make sure that all these things happen. And then I'm giving you 20 pages of copy and paste prompts to do things. And these are the jobs it'll fix. Triage messaging, sensitivity checks, de-escalations with clients, customer catch-up summary, confirmations, right? So I'm giving you all of this, right, for today. And it's just copy and paste a whole bunch of stuff that you can then take and put it into your overall company knowledge base. So it speaks in your brand voice, and the knowledge base is full of everything you need. Okay, so let me go ahead right now. And I'm going to give anyone with the link view access. And I'm going to paste this right in the comments. There you go, in real time. All right, so I want you to have all of this, but the very most important thing, if I go way back up to page 1, is do step 1, set up your brand voice. You can have AI help you set up your brand voice, right? If you don't know what to put in here, the adjectives that it's asking for, right? I see people jumping in. Good. If you could see in Google, you see all the anonymous camels and elephants and everything. If you ever use Google Docs, it's quite funny when you see people jumping in your document. But if you're not sure, you can literally, here's a trick. You can copy this. I'm going to show it to you in real time too. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go to Claude. Going into Claude. Okay. And if you don't know what to fill in here, here we go. Hand off whole task to co-work. We are going to get to co-work probably week 7, right, of the 6-week series. We're going to start going into co-work very soon, so I can show you guys how to do things that will do tasks for you on a schedule. But what you can do is I'm going to paste that prompt right in here. And now in front of this, right, I'm going to say, I need you to help me fill out the following prompt. Ask me all the clarifying questions needed. Right now, you know your business name, right? So if I just said JVI Mobile Marketing / JourneyBuilder, right? This is my stuff. A AI consulting and digital marketing solutions provider, serving small to mid-size local B2C companies. We do have some B2B, but we mostly work with B2C. All right. So that's it. Oh, ask me. Okay. All right. So this, you could do this, and I'll just put that in here. Just put this in front of that first prompt. I'll put it in the chat. Right. And you can do that in Claude. I need you to help me fill this out. Right. And then what we can do, let me X this out, is I'm going to go ahead and send it, and then watch what happens when I send this. Claude's going to say, okay, I can help you build that. Let's dial it in so it sounds like you and not some corporate robot. I've got a good sense of your voice already from our work together. By the way, if you've been using Claude, Claude learns over time about you. So that's great, right? But now it's saying, let me hit you with the questions in batches so this doesn't feel like a survey coming from the DMV. I love Claude, by the way. I love its sense of humor. Okay. 3 slots. So what 3 adjectives best describe how JourneyBuilder, Jay the AI guy, should sound in writing? Right? So I would say, oh, this is good. It's got the sign off and everything. I would definitely say upbeat, fun, self-deprecating, mildly, right? Energetic, and polite. Okay, I always try to be polite. And I would say those are good adjectives. If one of those is not an adjective, you can yell at me later. I was not an English major. And then, how do we want to sign off? Okay, so what I would do here is I would say batch. I would say 1, right? And then I go to 2, or batch 2. I would just do number 2. How do I want to sign off? I usually use cheers. I don't know why, but I often use cheers in my email sign-offs. So, yeah, my punk rock nod, right? I would just say cheers. I do it all the time in email. I think it's just a fun way to end an email. And then words that we use. Awesome, cool, and right. So it knows that about me. I use those words all the time. So do I want to add any others? No additions. Okay, and then number 4, right? So if you ask Claude, yeah, D said it. Claude is great. I agree 100%. If you ask Claude, and again, it could be ChatGPT, it could be Cowork, it could be Grok, it could be Gemini, whatever you're using here to do this. I've just always found that Claude has a really great memory and really gets to know me as we go. And I showed you weeks ago where in your Claude settings, you can kind of give it some general instructions and guidelines of how you want it to operate with you. Beyond the usual corporate suspects, utilize, leverage, synergy, reach out. Boring, right? What makes you cringe? So I don't like robust. If you find it on my website, you can tell me. Revolutionary, I don't love, but I sometimes use it and I catch myself using it. I'm like, I don't really like that word. I don't often say touch base either. Okay, so that's just my personal preference. If you guys use it, there's nothing wrong with these words. Unpack, it's not luggage, right? Unpack, that's a good one. Thank you, Tanya. Great. Yeah, I don't like unpack either. Unpack, it is not luggage. Perfect, right? So yeah, I don't like that one either, but you would definitely choose that one in yours, okay? Now, sometimes I will say we'll circle back in a couple of weeks. Like, I like circle back. Circle back's not bad. I don't really use best in class. I do use game changer. I do say things are a game changer, right? Or that's a game changer, but we'll leave it with that. Let's see what else. Okay. All right. Here's one of my favorite AI rules when it comes to how it should do things for me. I don't like the M dashes, the emphasis dashes. I think that's what it means, right? The EM dashes, the really long dashes, like right here after rule. I don't really like them. I think AI overuses them to a point where now I notice them, right? Now, I write things with AI all the time, but I do tell Claude, I have a rule that says I would rather use 3 dots like ellipses, which is definitely not proper English. And M dash or an EM dash is better. But I've always felt like when you put the 3 ellipses, for me, it draws my attention that there's more for me to read. And I feel like I'm engaged when I see that more. But I would say on number 5 that this is okay. I prefer ellipses, but the M dashes or EM dashes, I don't even know if I'm saying it right, are okay once in a while. So I'm just going to paste that in here, right? That I prefer the ellipses. All right. And then 6 on all caps. No, use sparingly for emphasis for sure. I don't like using all caps very often. I do often use the camel case. I think it's called. Well, camel, I think the first one starts lowercase. I do like uppercasing the first letter of certain words, like when I'm writing copy, but I'm not going that deep here. So we'll do this. And then anything missing from who we are not that you want to add, not jargon heavy, not fear mongering about AI, not gatekeepy about tech. No. 7, all good. All right. And that's it. Okay. So now what I would do, sorry, I'm going to go back over to my prompt library. What I would do now, let's see, once this is done. Okay. You can save it as a Word doc or a markdown file. That's a .md. It's how AI reads things. You can copy paste from here. So what I would do, I can take this and I can copy this. And what I would do, and you can actually just hit copy here, but I wanted to just get this part. And what you can do, if you're in Claude or whatever one you're using, if you have the ability to create a project or a folder, you can create a project and you can call it, in this case, you would call it your ops folder. So I could say JVI mobile ops, right? And this is where our brand voice and writing styles will stay. Okay. And then when you create the project, you can put your prompts that I gave you in that doc. You can put that in here and it'll write. But the first thing you need to do is in the instructions, you paste the brand voice right in here. Okay, so every chat inside this project is going to remember and reference these instructions. Okay. Now, if you have things that you've already written or things that you want to reference or documents, you can put the context in here as well. And this is a newer thing in projects that goes with co-work. You can start setting up scheduled tasks, which I don't want to go through this today, but this is actually a newer feature that goes with being able to create recurring tasks based on this. So if you had something that you needed to run every day, like an email newsletter of the day, it would use your writing style and you could give it some context to write about. And you could say every day, write this thing for me. Okay. But I would then take your prompts that I gave you, like, one more second. No, you're good. So like, let's say we have a front desk customer service. If I come back over to the thing here, copy this, come back over to Claude, paste this in here, draft a reply to the message below. And then you would put in that message. So if I had an email that came in, paste that in there. And then if there's any other relevant context, you could put that in there. And then what you would do is if you have this, you could save this as context once you're done. But if you have anything else, it will write the message for you. So this would be great to hand off to a virtual assistant, remote team employee. I have a good friends of mine who have a staffing company, a virtual assistant staffing company, and they have gone away from the term VA. I think it's become, or they think it's become kind of more of a cheapened term with AI. Like, is it virtual? Is it human? Is it AI? What is a virtual assistant? And they have started using the terms remote team members. And I like that. I think remote team members is good. I have one right now. His name is RC. He's in this call. He is a remote team member. He does not work here, but he is definitely a full member of our team. And so they've moved away from it, and I like it. It's kind of sticking with me. But if you still go by VA, there's nothing wrong with that. And then you would just send this, and it'll reply to those messages or whatever the prompt is that you put in, and it's going to use your instructions, your voice. Okay. So that was my gift to you guys for today. And so, Jay, how does this help me in my operations to free me up so that I can be doing other things? And it won't. It will save you time. This is a save time. This is a incremental step towards autonomous, or not, maybe not autonomous, but AI agents, agentic AI, right? This is maybe freeing you up because you want to hire another human to do it. But yeah, you're welcome, D. To do things for you so that you don't have to. I think one of the first stages in growing and scaling our business is that first hire, right? We can't just jump out of the day-to-day because we don't have the help, but we can't maybe afford a full-time salaried or even hourly person that we have to pay benefits and everything else for. We just need some help. We need that assistant. We need D Sprinkle, right? D is on every webinar, and she will help you in your business. Okay. So that would be a good first hire. And this is what you would train them on. Like, go through your emails and draft replies. And you can even choose how much human oversight you want on that. Like, okay, before you send this to a client, let me look at it. And as you build trust, you can have the person do it, all while working towards having an AI that can do this as well. And I'm going to show you something inside JourneyBuilder where you can have AI respond to those emails, to those chat messages, and it's going to know all of the things that we've trained it, right? So it's a step in that direction. I can't throw you guys into agentic AI and say, all right, go to sleep and let the AI run your company. Not going to work that way. Mine is not even fully that way. I have quite a bit of AI running, but it's not even that much, right? So yeah. Okay. So I go back to my notes on today's workshop. Let's see. Okay, we talked about using Claude for the human side of the front desk. Okay, so the human side of the front desk is everything I just gave you today. There's still, you're either copying and pasting, or you're going to hand this off to a remote team member or an assistant or an intern or an admin person at your company to actually take this, copy and paste, and begin to draft replies in your brand voice, right? Now, you can also use that for social media too. You can use that for social media posts. If you wanted AI to create your social media, I know we're not talking about marketing here, but if you were, you need your brand voice, and then you need your bigger knowledge base, okay? Now, I want to show you guys something that we started on last week, but I'm going to go back into it. And that is in our platform called JourneyBuilder. If you have JourneyBuilder already, excellent. If you don't, and at the end of this, you are thinking, that's really cool. You can book a 15-minute coaching call with me. I will help understand what you're trying to do, and we can determine if JourneyBuilder might be a good solution for you. The reason I use JourneyBuilder, I know a lot of you have been on my webinars before. It is what we use. It is what we sell. It is the platform that we run all of our client businesses plus our own business on. I could show you all the other tools that you can go out and get to do this and duct tape them together so they talk, but I wouldn't be able to do that every week in an hour and a half webinar. So I have to show you the tool that we believe in, that we use, which is JourneyBuilder. I'm not even going to be able to sell you on JourneyBuilder, but if you do want a 30-day trial so you can start to look at some of these things, there is a QR code that should be above my head in this. It has a little blue duck in the middle of it. If you scan it, I'm just going to point up. It might be on the other side. And I need to be this way, not the other way. I always do that. If you want to try it, 30 days free trial, you can. I apologize if that sounds too much like a sales pitch, but I can't give away any more than that. And I can't show you all the other tools to do it, but it will be your CRM, and it will do all your AI and voice and chat and all the other stuff. So I'm going to show you guys a quick video. Okay. Because I wanted to show you how we have an AI chat assistant on the website that is designed to give answers and be able to chat. Last week, we showed the phone, right? And this week, I want to show you the web chat. You can also do this with emails. You can do this with text. You can do this with Facebook messages. You can do everything. Meg, I'm sorry that you're getting kicked out, but yes, you can rewatch any of our webinars later from our website and from our YouTube. So yes, you can definitely watch later. All right, so I'm going to show you guys this video. There's no audio, so I'm going to talk through it, but I do want to show you how our chat assistant, very easy on our website. By the way, this website was built inside of JourneyBuilder, and so is the AI agent that we're using to do it, built all inside one platform, one login, no connecting, duct taping any systems together. And so let me go ahead and click play and show you what's happening here. And it's kind of blurry, but you should be able to see it fairly well. All right. And let me pause there. When I went Let me see if I can start this over here. Okay, no. So I clicked to do a live chat. And what I typed in here is what you can see. If you can't see, it says, hey, I'm looking to get in touch with Jay about JourneyBuilder, about the JourneyBuilder platform. And that's all I put there. Okay. And it took 15, 20 seconds, right? We don't want it to just pop up a quick answer. And I actually paused the thing, but then it was typing because I didn't want it to, I knew I was going to be playing this live. So I saw it was coming. So then I redid it so you can see my clicking. But here's my AI assistant. Came in. I'm going to pause it real quick. All right. I'm not Jay, but I can help you get in touch. Want to book a free 15-minute call with Jay to chat about JourneyBuilder? I can check his availability for you, right? Guys, I could be sleeping. I could be helping another client. I could be spending time with my daughter. I could be at a movie. I could be having lunch or dinner with friends. I could be on a beach somewhere, right, with my feet in the sand. I could be skiing on a mountain, which I just went way opposite of that. And I like both of those things. And know that people can still chat with me, right? So this is the epitome, and this is all AI built. It knows that what I want more than anything are 15-minute calls with potential customers. And in those 15-minute calls, 13 of the 15 minutes are me trying to offer as much, packing as much value into this call as possible. I get on the call and I say, I don't want to waste anybody's time. What are you struggling with? What can I help you with? Tell me, give me a challenge that you need help working through or interested in AI. And I will work with you for 13, at least 13 of the 15 minutes on just solving your problem. And I always leave a minute or two at the end to say, hey, if you want to try this using our platform, I'd love to give you a 30-day free trial. That's my only pitch in that. I think that's pretty fair, right? So here I am not doing anything. And obviously I was chatting here, but in general, somebody could visit my website and that's where we're at right now. So I'm going to keep going. And they put, yes, please. And I did pause it again because the response, it waits about a minute. And then what it'll do is it will look at, the AI is going to go look at my calendar, which is built right into the platform. I don't use Calendly or any of those. I have it all built in. The calendar system is built in. It's looking, it's trying to find some availability with me personally. Okay. And here's what it came back with. Let me pause that. Here are the earliest slots to chat with Jay about JourneyBuilder, right? And it gave us 4 slots. Now you might only want 2. You might want 4, you might want 8. You might want to just put a link to your booking calendar, right? We've trained the AI to give some available slots, the soonest available slots, okay? And ours were Monday and Tuesday. Which one works for you, and can I get your name for the booking? So watch what I did here. How about Tuesday? At 12:15, which was was the last option. And then I realized, oh yeah, I didn't give the AI my name, right? So I typed in Jay, right? All right. Now what it's doing is it's going on the back end. The AI is going to my calendar. It is, I think I paused it here again, is going to my calendar. No, I didn't. Okay. And it is actually confirming that appointment. And then it will give me a confirmation. Okay, you're all set for Tuesday, July 12th, right? So now, if I go to my calendar for Tuesday, and I'll share my screen, you'll see what I just did here. Right? And over here on the right-hand side, you'll see Tuesday at 12:15, there's a free coaching call with Jay meeting that popped up here. Okay. And it booked the call on the Google Meet. So it's on my calendar. They would have gotten it as well. And then I believe, let me see if I can go to email. No, but it would go to a confirmation, an email would be sent out for that email. I don't think on this one they didn't collect my email, and I was thinking that it would be because I'm already in the CRM, but you would set your AI up to collect email if it doesn't know it, or phone numbers, so that we can text or email the confirmation. That would not be AI. That would be an automation, right? So when I talked about agents or AI and automation, AI and agentic AI are the chat bot, right? The chat assistant. I didn't pre-program the responses in. It's making up the way it wants to say it. I just gave it a set of guidelines and instructions. The AI can do it, can go book the appointment on the calendar for me very conversationally. We can also do it through voice, on voice calls. That is AI agents that work on your behalf. The automations are manually set up. You can use AI to create them as well. Like, we have the ability to build them with AI, because not everybody can understand how to build a proper automation. So you can use AI to build them, but you build the automation and you define the specific tasks that need to happen. For example, an appointment gets booked. We want to send a confirmation message to the person booking the appointment, plus the person, like you, the business owner. And then we want to maybe add a certain task or any prep that needs to happen. You can add that task, make it a due date or a note, add a note about the conversation, maybe take the conversation transcript and put it in a message. And then maybe 24 hours before the appointment, we want to send out the first reminder. Doctors and dentists do this all the time. You're getting a reminder 24 hours before, and then usually maybe one the morning of, and then maybe one another 30 or 60 minutes prior. You set all of that up in advance, and then it runs every time an appointment gets booked, right? That's an automation. That's not AI doing that. That's actual automations that are set up to run based on certain conditions, right? I think that makes sense to everybody. I would hope it does. It's the easiest way I can explain it. So automations are manually set up, and they're going to do the exact same thing every time. AI is just given instructions, and then you let the AI have the conversation. You give the AI access to your calendar. You give the AI access to the knowledge base and what it needs to know. And you then go put your toes in the sand or skis on your feet and do what you need to do. Spend time at the park with your child, whatever it is, or you go to sleep, right? Definitely a habit of business owners. We don't like to sleep sometimes. We want to stay up till 2 to finish a project we were working on. But that is the difference of using an agent to do it. Now, do you need JourneyBuilder to have an AI agent? No. You can use there's a million tools out there. Would I be able to help you with any other tool but JourneyBuilder? No. I can only work inside JourneyBuilder because it's the only one that I know how to use that can do this effectively. All right. Let me go back to my notes. Let me come back over into the meeting room and see if there's any questions here. How do I name this specific agent? I want mine to be named Prophetess. Perfect. So let me show you that. Let me get into a JourneyBuilder account. Oh, by the way, built a website with AI the other day. Again, it came out beautiful. It's for an estate sale company in Virginia that I've been working with for 10 years. And I was like, why don't we put up a website for you again? It's been a long, anyway, I digress. Let me try to go. Agents. So what you do, Avanice, if you go into your account inside JourneyBuilder and you go to your agents list, okay, and you come in to your whichever agent you want. You can have multiple agents and they can hand off things. You can have an appointment booking agent and then a customer service agent and then a retention specialist agent, and then you can have a refund specialist agent, and they can transfer to one another. So, and nobody knows, the person chatting doesn't know. So then you can micro train all these people on how to do specific tasks in your business. You can have unlimited agents. I don't get that granular, but let me just show you. What you would want to do if you want to name it. I'm in the wrong one. I don't have a name for that one. Let me go to my voice agent. There's Sarah and Samantha. I've used them here. What you want to do inside your in the beginning of it, if you want to name it, you would stop with this. You tell it you are Sam, right? I think in my other one, my existing one is Sarah. Let me go back to. Yeah, this is the one we're currently well, you're currently using two of them. This is the one that was used on the all-in-one chat widget. If somebody chose a voice call, but you just tell it inside here the name on your bot persona and behavior, right? We always say this: the name, Sarah, the assistant for Jay, the AI guy in JourneyBuilder. AI disclosure, don't lead with it, but if a caller visitor asks whether you're an AI, answer honestly that yes, you're Sarah, the AI assistant, then keep helping. Very, very important. So you could name yours Prophetess, right? Very important. Do not, two rules. Do not use your own name when you're naming your agent. You do not ever want to make someone think they're actually talking to you at that time when they're not. So don't use your name. It creates too much confusion and gray area, right? I mean, you could always go back and say, no, that was the AI agent talking versus that was me talking. But in the customer's eyes or the prospect's eyes or the angry person's eyes, do not, make sure you differentiate the name, right? I actually just went different name, different gender, right? I don't want it to anywhere be confused with Jay, the AI guy, chatting with them at that moment. And put in some type of disclaimer or disclosure that the assistant is AI. You don't have to come out and say, hey, thanks for chatting, I'm AI, right? You don't have to do that. But also don't come out and say, hey, thanks for chatting with a human, right? So just leave it ambiguous. If someone asks, though, you should let them know that the assistant is an AI assistant. I hope that is understandable for everybody. All right, awesome. Cool. Thanks, Avanice. Good question. Inside your agent settings, you can do, let me go back out of voice. I showed you guys voice last week. Inside of conversation AI, there are lots of actions you can set up, right? So you want to connect your knowledge bases. You can have auto follow-up if the contact requests it. If the contact stops replying, you can have auto follow-up. So continue to follow up with this person periodically until they opt out or until they book an appointment or whatever you want. Where do you want the AI to respond in email? That'll be a good place for your prompts that I gave you today, right? Live chat, text, web chat, Facebook. So a Facebook message, if somebody sends you a lot of Facebook or Instagram DMs, you can have an AI respond to those people. Here's the point I'm trying to make. With AI, we do not need to be on every channel all at once, every day, all the time, trying to keep up with every message that comes in. we can put AI agents in charge of each channel so that we don't have to be. And we can be notified when something takes place, an appointment gets booked, or somebody's requesting a callback or whatever. We can have the AI handle all that for us. And there is a lot of little knobs and filters and tweaks that we can make with that. And then, like the conversation summaries, we can enable that. So we get a summary of all the conversations every time the AI has one. So we can just look at what the AI was doing. I think that's a good one. We can have it respond quicker or slower, or how long do we want to do it. We can trigger different notes or tasks or handoffs, right? So there's a lot of customization. You really truly make the AI assistant yours. Imagine it like this. You're bringing on an intern and you are giving the intern everything you need to make them just work perfect consistently, right? That's the way you should look at this. Oh, by the way, you don't have to pay the intern, and they're going to work for you way beyond labor laws, right? 24/7, 365, never sick, never hungover from the dorm, the frat party they were at the night before. They are just there. They're working all the time. The other cool thing that you can set up, look for whatever platform you're using. If you're not using JourneyBuilder, look for a missed call text back. If you get calls that you can't answer because it was the middle of the night, because you were helping another person, because you didn't recognize the number, right, that was calling. Now, if it's your business line, you should be answering the business line. But every once in a while, you're busy. You can turn on missed call text back, which is where the system will text back the person that was calling and say, hey, sorry I missed your call. I was busy helping another customer. What's up? Or what can I do for you? How can I help you? And when this way, they know immediately in real time that you are available for them, or somebody is, or you're at least making an effort to be, so they don't go call somebody else. And then when they respond to that text, you can have AI take over, or you can be notified that they responded. And then at least you have an interested person calling. The automations are endless. You can automate the heck out of your business and save yourself a ton of time and money, right? So you can have AI and automation working for you. I'm going to flip back over one more time to my notes. All right. I want to know, this is a bit of a shorter webinar this week, because those were the things I wanted to go over this week. And I know RC is planning and building out next week's links and everything right now. We don't need those yet, but I want you guys to type in the comment or chat. What is a front desk job that you might be able to hand off to an AI? Or even if you're going to do it, what is one of those prompts that you think you can use right away? Which prompt is most exciting? Or which job do you think you could hand off to AI immediately, should you have the ability to use AI for this? Go ahead and type it in there. Answer the phone and transfer to me. Yes, D, that's a great one. And obviously that's the one I showed you guys last week. Really good one. Absolutely. That's a perfect one. You guys don't want to be answering the phone, right? I mean, if the phone rings, you're like, oh, I got a phone call. But if you're doing something, you don't always want to answer it. Maybe you want the AI to answer it just to screen your calls. My friend Delroy, if you guys remember, Delroy came on like week 3 of my webinars. He was my special guest, and I am going to have some special guests coming up soon. Delroy came on week 3, and we talked about vibe coding, right? Which is where AI does this coding, this development of software. And we talked about it. Delroy has an awesome call screener. His name is Lenny. If Delroy doesn't answer within 4 rings, Lenny answers the phone and says, hi, I'm Lenny, Delroy's assistant. How can I help you? And it will transcribe everything, take it. It's like having a receptionist. And Lenny will, if you know Delroy, he will likely transfer you to Delroy. Otherwise, he's going to transfer you to voicemail. Right? Tanya says coordinate scheduling meetings. Going to set up scheduling as well. Yeah. Getting your scheduling, getting your calendar built, and having AI be able to book appointments. What happens there? I'll show you the back end of this. So on the calendar, all right, inside of our calendar, you can see my calendar is a little bit crazy. I don't want to make anybody have anxiety here. These are not all things that I'm doing all the time. But on your calendar, what the AI is going to do is going to pick a calendar that you connect it to. So the AI might be, I think I only have it to the free coaching calls with Jay, right? And you can see where I was testing some prompt optimization earlier in the week. But the free coaching calls, the AI, this is one that got booked, right? Yesterday afternoon. The AI has access to this calendar. So if you set up a particular calendar link or a particular calendar for potential client calls, then you give the AI access to that calendar, and that calendar is backed up by your Gmail calendar. So if I look at Jay, under the users, it's going to find a time that I have available and offer that time, right? So I think that's a game changer in itself. There it is. I used game changer. That's a game changer in itself. And what we've done is we have a chain of mattress stores that we work with. They work by appointments only. As a matter of fact, it's called Mattress by Appointment. Right? You might have heard of them. There's 400 locations, 350, something like that, around the country. What we did for them is we set up an AI assistant. So we run their Facebook ads. And when somebody clicks on the Facebook ad, it actually opens up a Facebook Messenger chat with with the person. So, right. So imagine you're on Facebook, you click a link for this mattress store. You're interested in a new mattress. The ad catches your eye. You click the link, and the link was send message. You click on it. You've seen these before. And the next thing you know, the page, you're in a conversation with the page in Facebook Messenger, and you immediately think that you're going to be chatting with the owner of the business, right? It's called Facebook Messenger ads. You can run these ads yourself, and they will lead everybody into a messenger conversation. Well, we've connected the business page and the ad into JourneyBuilder. So what we did is somebody clicks the ad, they're in a message, and we have AI begin the conversation with that potential customer. The AI starts chatting. What size mattress are you looking for? Right? Do you know where this landmark is? Because this is where we are. For the record, I accept cash card, certain financing. We have financing available, blah, 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 blah. Has this very brief conversation and then says, great, would you like to come in and see what I have left? Here are 2 times that we have available. The business owner at this point is not doing any of this. This is all happening between a potential customer and AI, while the business owner is off doing whatever they're doing, right? The person says, yes, I'll take Tuesday at 12:45. It books it on the calendar. It says, let me get your best phone number so I can text you a confirmation. They put in their phone number. It's captured by the CRM. And then when it books the appointment on the calendar, and then it sends the confirmation message. It sends reminder messages leading up to that appointment. The business owner still hasn't had to do anything to this point except spend the money on the Facebook ads, which we help them with, right? And then they just have to show up at that time, meet a person that they've never spoken to before personally, but they have all the information from the conversation, and let them lay on a few mattresses, pick out the one they want, and within 30 minutes, transaction's over, and they just made $500 or $1,000 or $1,500, right? And go on with their day. Oh, by the way, we text the store owner, shop owner, after the appointment is over, or sometime during that appointment if it's running long. We text them and say, how did the appointment with John Doe go? And they click a link and they fill out a form like they bought. Here's how much they spent. This is the kind of mattress they got, blah, blah, blah. Or they didn't show up, or they didn't buy, or whatever. And then we track all of the sales, the data, the reporting, and we show them on the reporting. But all the business owner had to do was show up, sell the mattress, and then let the text message, let this form know how the appointment went. And their entire business is how it runs. We don't have an AI that's going to replace all your sales yet, unless you're doing just straight online sales. But if you got a physical location, you need to be there, right? But, sorry that you still have to do something in your business, right? But you can have AI and automation take care of all the rest. And those are the systems that we can help you set up. So setting up scheduling, I love it. Tanya, great. Dee, great. It's a really neat platform. And it's a lot less expensive than you think. And it can do a lot more than what I'm showing. But that is a perfect use case. As a matter of fact, those AI agents that have been booking the appointments, it's booked over 4,000 appointments for these mattress dealers around the country that we work with. And if there were 4,000 mattress dealers and I say it booked 4,000 appointments in the last year, you'd be like, great, it booked one per dealer. No, I'm talking about a handful of mattress dealers, like maybe 15. 4,000 appointments for 15 businesses in the last year, right? Massively impressive using AI chatbots and assistants. So if you're looking for some place to start, that's where we're going to start. As a matter of fact, next week, we're going to talk about scheduling some more. We're going to talk about scheduling. We're going to talk about killing your no-shows and playing phone tag with people. We're going to talk about scheduling a lot more next week. That's next week's webinar. So I don't want to go even further. And if you were here today, you're going to get some of that as a repeat. But I'm going to go into that scheduling. I'm going to show you what it looks like to have the AI actually book those appointments. But yeah, Tanya, thank you. Dee, perfect. Guys, that's all I have for this week. There is the registration link for next week. If you haven't dropped yet, RC just put it in the chat. That is for July 24th. Go ahead and click on the link and register. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week. And I hope you all have a great weekend. And if you have anything in the meantime, hit me up in the community or on Facebook or Carrier Pigeon or whatever way suits you best. Alignable. Anyway, don't call because the AI will answer. Anyway, have a great weekend. Dee, thanks. We'll talk to you guys all next week. Don't forget to register. Cheers, everybody.